buddy. T1 right there.
What is going on, everyone? Excuse me, and welcome to this week's race here at Richmond for the No-Toed Racing League Cup Series. We did not broadcast last week, but last week was won by the 125 of Benjamin Nelson. And no surprise here, he is actually top of the leaderboards. As we're going to bring him in, we're going to go in his cockpit, and we're going to have him talk us through what these drivers might be facing here tonight here at Richmond. What is going on, Mr. Benjamin?
Hey, how you doing?
Hey man, winning last week, I think you got second on Atlanta, dude. You coming in here fast on practice. If you want to go ahead and hop in your car and give us a ride around this track and what these drivers and yourself might be facing as the race goes on, you're going to talk us through the tire fall off and what it does as the tires start getting older.
Yeah, this is pretty slippery out here. Definitely got to back up the corners a bit because charging the entry is not going to do a lot for your right front tire for sure. Tire fall off is going to be pretty extreme too, so we're shifting on the front stretch, not shifting on the back stretch, I think. So it's going to be a lot about tire saving. It's really going to be the whole name of the game: tires, tires, tires.
Now, out of this whole track, where do you think we're going to see the most issues arise? People getting loose or tight?
Right out of two.
Right out of two. Okay, that's what I was feeling when I was doing. I did a league race here just before I got in here. It seems like 2 has a transition, or I don't know what it is, but if you're not careful on the throttle and you hit it, if you're about to hit it right about here, you can definitely cut it in a hurry.
Oh yeah, it's treacherous.
And another thing, maybe you might know ways around it, but I have seen this place be pretty hard to pass at.
Yeah, it's another reason you gotta save your tires, because if you don't, even if you're in front of the guy and he saves he saves his tires, you're gonna be in trouble, because there's not much you can do if the guy gets a run on the high side and then cuts down an exit, like out of 2. There's really not anything you can do if someone's got the center turn that you don't. That's the currency. If you got right front just cut in the center, you're golden.
Alright, man, I'm going to let you go ahead and get some more practice laps in, and good luck tonight.
Thank you.
Alright, yeah, he kind of hit on the nose about how these cars handle here. Like I said, I just got done doing a race here, and one of the things you might see is you can see someone 5/10 quicker, but with how difficult it is to pass here, it could really hold them up. So if we get a long race and run in, which I don't see why we wouldn't, I mean, we can green to check out Atlanta, we might see the leader get caught up behind lap traffic and allow that second place guy to close in. And the question is, what does that second place guy do in that case? But while he's out driving around, let's go ahead and take a quick look at the point standings here. As they have been updated, you see Michael Nash holding a 8-point lead over Terry Brooks. Do not see Brooks in this session, so unfortunately he's going to fall behind. And then behind them, you got Ryan Traver, about 20 points, almost over 30 points out. But 3 races left, all short tracks. You got here, Bristol, and then Martinsville. So definitely a chance for Traver to catch up. Gary Sargent currently sitting 5th, and Christian Loxton rounding out your top 5 in points. These guys got about a minute left here in practice. Go ahead and check out some of these paint schemes these guys got. And another thing I noticed when I was racing throughout the week is fresh tires aren't necessarily a huge advantage because of how difficult it is to pass here. Yeah, you might gain, 5-10 spots, but by the time you get up towards the lead on fresh tires, you've done using them up getting to the front. So it should be interesting if pit track goes to play. Now these guys do only have 3 sets of tires for 160 laps here. So on average, you take tires about every 40 laps or so. And that would take you right to 160. So if you want to save a set of tires, I'd say take them about every 50 laps. we wait for people to get ready to qualify. We'll go ahead and ride along some other guys. As Alan Dixon's out on track, let's go ahead and take a ride around the track with him in car. Um, you can really hear Dixon playing with that throttle, especially coming out of two as he gets over that transition. As Duke Davis putting in a quick time. Let's go ahead and see what he does on his second lap. Currently at 22.83. And I do see a lot of people having a quicker second lap here as these tires start getting warmed up and it starts gripping it a little bit more coming off the corners. That's exactly what happened. I think Duke was a little bit quicker, but Travers taking over that pole position. In the 03 is Nelson. No surprise there. Pole position for 22.34, and he said, I'm going to put one in, boys. See if you can beat me. We right to Travers here, coming out of turn 4. Was unable to get a better lap time with Nelson still 4/10 quicker than the field. Not seeing anyone else on track. I think Gary Sargent might be up in his first lap. Gary, currently P2. Come across there, unable to get a better time. So Gary's now set up for P2 as of now. As we got the 3 of Loxon on track. I believe he's going to be putting in his second lap here coming out of turn 4. And he does significantly better as he's in the line at P3. Only a 1/100 slower than Gary Sargent. As I think everyone who's wanted to qualify is done with their lap. Quick second. There we go. I checked my back up. Right now we're just waiting for this timer to wind down so we can get going. I know we went green to check in Atlanta, but I don't know if we're gonna see it here at Richmond. Definitely a lot more trickier track, and cold tires are gonna be relentless here tonight. And not necessarily cold tires, but another possibility we have people making a mistake overshooting the corner entry and washing up the track and getting into someone that might be there outside possibly. But while these guys grid up, let's go ahead and go over our starting grid here tonight. As I am sorry, Gary, if you're watching this again, I tried messing with that and it did not work. I will figure it out eventually on how to get that title and stuff figured out. Anyways, Benjamin Nelson scoring that pole position with a blistering 22.349 lap. Gary Sargent getting that outside pole position. Row 2, you got Christian Loxton and Jess Traub. Row 3, Ryan Traver and Michael Nash. Row 4, Duke Davis and Alan Dixon. Row 5, AJ Benish, Mark Herzog. Row 6, you'll have Joseph Wilby and Michael Giberson, Mr. Grumpy Guy. As tonight, Mr. Sarge showed it to me in Discord. If we can get some green flag pit stops done, I'll show you what it's going to look like. You got this nice little pit strategy that's popped up at your bottom right of your screen. As we get going, you'll see it. I think the stint they're on is going to be blue, and the next stint will be yellow, and so it'll tell you how long they're on the tires. And then we can also take a look at their pit lane time too when it comes down to it. Benjamin Nelson getting that pole position. Let me go ahead and turn down volume real quick. It's a little too loud. These guys will have 2 pace laps here. Caution laps are about 6 to 7 laps under caution. We have one. Like I said before, only 3 sets of additional tires. Count 4 if you count the one on their car. To go down the backstretch one final time. Benjamin Nelson will lead them to green here for the round of 10 here at Richmond. The green flag is out, and everyone getting going pretty well. Benjamin Nelson getting a really good start, and it's going to open the door for the 3 of Loxton to send it in there early. Get ahead of Sarge, he's stuck on the outside lane. He's gonna be hung up there. I think he's officially having to drop down and still fighting with the 80. It is the 88 showing on his car, but it's the 03 of Travers still fighting with him for the 4th position. And they're still side by side. And Sarge has to be careful here because if he stays on the highline too long battling for his position, he's gonna eat up to the front. And Nelson said quite a few times. Oh, and Sarge can get into the 88. It's gonna send him around. We're going to go back and look at that, but it almost looked like Sarge might have possibly got a little loose in corner exit. We take a look here at a far chase cam. Let's see exactly what happened here with the Sargent 88. We slow it down, coming on corner right, coming off of turn 2 here. Yeah, you see there, Sarge just gets ever so slightly loose, going to send the 88 around. And I believe Willoughby got caught up in this too. Oh, my apologies for that. Willoughby might have got caught up in this too. Either that or it was Herzog. Oh! I believe. Give me a second. I'm still learning numbers. 57. Now, I'm not sure if Trevor has a meatball. He might. I mean, there's 2 things you don't ever want to mess up on these cars. It's the toe and it's the engine. If you just get a bunch of cosmetic damage, 9 times out of 10 it'll be completely repaired and you can't even tell the car's been hit before. As the 57 is still on pit lane, he's coming out now. Looks like he's able to get all that damage fixed. Well, since we have some people pit, let's go ahead and show you what I was talking about earlier. There was that stint lake thing right there. You see, showing them all in yellow, and as they start pitting, the next color will be blue. Now, if we go green, you'll see the people that just pitted will have a different color. You see there, Herzog, Willoughby, and Trevor will have a 1. Now, granted, they didn't take any tires. They probably got their damage fixed, but during green flag run, we'll go ahead and take a look at that. Already a quick caution. I believe that was lap 3. Nelson still lead the field. And if the pace lights don't turn off, we might pull down Gary Sarge and get his point of view on what happened there. I want to make sure they're not 1 to go, which I think they might be. They're already lining up like they are. Yep, 1 to go here. Let's come by. Let's restart. As they enter turn 3, we will go to the Barney can and watch them wave the green flag as these guys pick it back up here on lap 7 of 160 here at Richmond. Pacer should pull off. He's going to Barney the flagman as they enter Geisker restart zone.
Green flag.
Green flag is back out. Benjamin Nelson really using that restart zone to his advantage. Gary Sargent getting a little bit better of luck this time by as he's going to battle it out side by side with the 60 of Nash. Who's our current points leader. Nash can be able to get around him. Now, here comes the 67, my apologies. I saw red and blue and I saw the 88. Traub now looking to the inside of the 28. Gary's kind of falling back here. Now, Banish is looking to his inside. But meantime, back in the lead, the 3 of Loxton doing a pretty good job staying with 125 and Benjamin Nelson, trying to stay with him in case Benjamin Nelson slips up and make a mistake. And really, that's like one of the only guaranteed ways to get around someone here is having someone slip up, overshoot a corner, able to get below them, or hit the wall coming off of 2 or 4. All right, now your top 3, Nelson, Loxton, Nash, pulling away from the field by about a second or so, as Benish will lead that second group of drivers with Trop right behind him. I'll round out your top 5 here, coming to lap 12 of 160, lap 11, 160. Take a look back at Slider. See if he's doing any sliding going on around back there. And the 121 of Willoughby, he's doing something interesting. It does work on new tires, going to that outside lane. As the tires get older, it's going to be more and more difficult to make that work. And the 03 of Ryan Travers still struggling to make his way back up to the front. He restarted there in P12, only made up 1 spot. He's looking low, and Slider coming out of turn 4. And that just shows you how hard it is to pass here. He was running in the top 5, qualified in the top 5, and he is struggling to get around these guys. Everyone's single filed it out for the most part. Not really seeing any too wide action going on right now. We go over to Duke Davis and 555. Possibly trying to make a move here on the 28 of Gary Sargent. Has a nice little Nickelodeon scheme. Let's see if we can get a better view of that. I kind of like that scheme. Good old classic Nickelodeon colors, that lime green with that bright orange. But in the meantime, Benjamin Nelson able to build up a half-second lead over the 3 of Loxton. And that's kind of no surprises. He's been, when he's racing, he's been a dominating guy. He's done 4 races, won 3 of them, and placed second in the 3rd, which we last broadcasted at Atlanta. You gotta think, if this guy was able to race all the races this season, he'd be our points leader by a mile. But I think he's, I remember Gary saying he's fairly new to the league. So he's joined in a little late, but he's still making stuff work. So let's go ahead and do some riding on board with the 125. Let's go on board with the 3. Whoa. And that's another, you're seeing it on board with him, the downshift and upshift, and if you forget to do it, it costs you quite a bit of time. You saw him there going down the front stretch. He got loose, collected it, and his mind probably went blank there as he completely forgot to shift in the 5th gear. Cost him a little bit of time there. As we ride on board with the 125, and you kind of get an idea on the different ways these two drivers are shifting throughout the track. That's one thing that I love about these next gens. I love the ability to be able to use the transmission to benefit you. Some people don't like it. I like it. I like the ability to be able to shift down into a lower gear to help you slow down, like you see Nelson doing right here, going into 1, or to stay in 5th gear to prevent tire spin. Go through the field. Let's go ahead and see what our Sergeant's doing here. Sergeant falling significantly back. I didn't realize he had fell back all the way to P11. What is going on, Junior 504? Thank you for tuning in. We got a good battle going up here with Duke Davis. 555 and the 57 of Herzog, who was involved in that first incident. It looks like he's making his way back up. In the meantime, Traver, he's making his way up, and not as fast as he probably would want to. Only made up 3 spots since that restart. Cracked his way back into the top 10, currently sitting in that nice position. Duke Davis looks like he's looking to the inside of 57, thought otherwise. In the meantime, Benjamin Nelson building up a second lead over the 3 of Loxton. In the meantime, really no battling going on track right now. Looks like the 7 of Benish might be getting reeled in by the 67 of Traub. Let's go ahead and take a look at some last lap times here on track. These times have fell off about, if we take a look at best lap times, the 22.7 and 22.66. These guys have fallen off about 0.8 of a second already. We're only 27 laps in. I remember during the actual cup race where fuel mileage are thrown out the window because you would want to pit for tires way before you want to pit for fuel. But these guys only have 3 sets. You can't really do that. 67 looking to the inside of the 7. Can't quite get it done. It's actually a very difficult pass to make. Looks like he might get it done. The 7 looks like he might be a little bit tight in corner exit there. That gap now a 1.4 second gap between Nelson and the 3 of Loxon. Nash about another 3 seconds behind him. About another second or so gap back to 7 and 67. I'll be honest, if I was these drivers, I might come in with at lap 50, get 4 tires, get some fuel, and do a 3-stop strategy or 2-stop strategy if they can make it 60 laps. We might have some side-by-side action going on back there with the 03 of Traver. Dixon to his inside, looking to get around him. Traver's starting to move backwards again. Move Dixon into P9. Traver ain't gonna let him by that quickly. He's gonna look to the inside, and all his fighting will allow that 28 of Gary Sargent to catch back up. Ooh, it looked like Gibb might have overshot that entrance there. Possibly going into turn 1. Let's see if he can't take a look at his right side of his car. Oh, I'm not seeing any scrape marks. I just overshot it and collected before he actually hit the wall. Gibb and Duke Davis, really good buddies. I think it's funny that Gibb's running a Disney scheme. Let's take a look at his scheme real quick. And Mr. Duke Davis are running a Nickelodeon scheme. We might have a pretty good battle brewing here for 4th as the 67 is looking to the inside of Benish here. And this battle's been brewing for quite some time, and the 60 of Nash is kind of falling back a little bit, and it's going to become a 3-way battle for 3rd position here in about a lap or so. Go ahead and take a look once again at some last lap times here. As Nash was a little bit quicker than them, but they are catching up to Nash ever so slowly. We got 3-car battle up here for 3rd, and it looks like you got another 2 or 3-car battle back here for 6th. The 7 looking to the inside of the 60. He's going to move Nash back to P4. So Benish cracking his way in the top 3 podium for the first time here tonight. That 60 can't really relax because now he's falling in the clutches of the 67 of Traub. Looking to the inside. Backs out of it. Gets a really good run off of 4 there. Going into 1. As he's able to clear him on an entry of 1. And the 60 still falling back as Duke Davis is starting to catch up to these guys. About 5 laps so Duke Davis was just barely in front of the 57 of Herzog. And he's created a pretty good gap as we see Herzog and Willoughby going at it here for 7th position. And Dixon's slowly but surely starting to make his way up. Gary Sargent getting his way around a 88/03, almost into the wall there. Can't quite clear him going down the front stretch into turn 1. Coming out of turn 2, he's able to clear him finally. Will Trevor look for the crossover? He's just sticking behind him. So Trevor making his way back to P11 now. Take a look at some last lap times. Nelson and Benish, the only two still in the 23-second range. Everyone else is running 24s. We're getting up to about that 2.5 second time frame of fall off, or second and a half time frame of fall off. My apologies. Dixon clicking off another driver, is able to get around the 57 of Herzog, making his way to P8. And if Benish keeps clicking these last laps like he is, he's gonna eventually catch up the locks, and it's gonna take some time. Whoa! Has a catch it there coming off of 4 or 2, I mean. Going back to slider. Mr. Dixon started in P8 back where he started. AJ Benish up 6 spots from where he started. Currently our biggest mover, Joseph Wilby, right there with him, up 4 spots from where he started. Giberson's coming into pits this time by. Duke Davis coming into pits this time by. One, is they're running low on fumes, or is this a pit strategy trying to short pit these guys? And short pitting works out at certain tracks. I don't think it's really the strategy here at a place like Richmond. I think by the time the leaders pit, their tires will be pretty much evened out. Oh, almost contact back there. Lead out to 57 of Herzog. Let's go back and take a look what almost transpired there. Coming off of turn 4. Oh, he has right front damage. What caused that? Oh, he don't. iRacing's glitching on me. I thought he'd either turn or wheel really hard, or iRacing's glitching out right there, because that left wheel was yanked so far to the left, wasn't even funny. Excuse me, I had a phone call. Real quick, let me respond to it. My apologies. Alright. Going back to the race and looking at the scoreboard, or the tower, I guess you can call it. Not really seeing anyone too close in position right now. Benish is slowly but surely chasing down that 3 of Loxton. We're on lap 50. People might start pitting here within the next lap or so. I'd be kind of surprised as people run this tank dry. Is the only downside. One of the downsides of being a solo broadcaster is I don't have any communications with when people are pitting in. As Benish was actually the fastest one out on track the last time by, 10th quicker than Nelson. But Benish definitely has probably the strongest long run strategy out of everyone out here. Time by, Nelson does a 24.2, locks in 24.4, and Benish 1/100 slower than the leader. Looks like Nelson's starting to come into some lap traffic here. Just got around the 57 of Herzog. Now right behind a 194 of Michael Giberson. As you see Nash, he's came into pit lane. And this is where we might see some caution, possibly people out there on the fresh tires, and someone else will be coming into pit lane. Benjamin from now on must start 2 laps down. I mean, he has a 6.4 I rating, so he... All I'm saying is that if he ever goes pro, I better get some autographs. As Dixon's coming into pit lane. Dixon made a really good strong charge up to the front. Up to the top 7, I should say. We got a bunch of cars out here. Giberson and Davis going side by side. Sargent getting loose on corner exit. And that is the leader you see behind him just entering your screen. Duke Davis and Michael Giberson are on fresher tires. You see the 60 in the back of your screen looking to get around the 125 of Benjamin Nelson. And not to show you fresh tires here. Really fresh tires here. The 03 had a really good starting position. Got involved in the early wreck. Now we put a lap down here early on. We just have only 5 left on the lead lap. And the 5th place car isn't too much more in front of Nelson. Yeah, I don't know how it's going to be this, because let's go ahead and ride on board with Nelson here, and let's see how much he's struggling, if at all, here on 58 lap old tires. Oh, close call right in front of him. Gary Sargent almost got back into the back of the 555 as he's entering pit lane. Yeah, he is just so smooth coming out of the corner. You can't even tell his tires are 60 laps old. Well, let's see how much of a hassle Gary Sargent's going to be. Gary Sargent getting out of the way here. Nelson with almost a 10-second lead on the whole entire field. Seeing smoke on the backstretch, but I'm not seeing Alan Dixon having issues. Let's go back and look what happened here to Slider as we go back and look at him, and he's definitely sliding. Oh, I think he downshifted into 3rd. Hell of a save, though, Dixon. Oh, still trying to collect it. Still trying to collect it. Oh, no. You'll get it rolling again. Let's go back and watch cockpit view and see if he actually downshifted into 3rd here. That's what it sounded like. In 4th gear. Oh, he did. He probably did. What a save, though. He probably didn't realize it was in 4th gear when he go downshift into 4th, and into 3rd it went. I knew I saw some smoke on that backstretch there. As Benish, while watching it replay, he's entered pit lane. He could probably hand Nelson a 30-second hold penalty while he's pitting. He still wins the race. But this gives us the perfect time for us to bring up our pit strategy. We take a look at all 12 drivers here on the map. As you see, the top 4 yet to pit. Nash pitted 12 laps ago. Gibbs 19 laps ago. Benish still in pit lane. Let's take a look at pit stop time. If Benish might have got a penalty. Pit lane time, my apologies. You wait for it to refresh and pop up. He's on pit lane pretty long. Came out right in front of the leader. He is a lap down though. Oh, 46 seconds. Finish looking to the inside of the 121. Will it be? A little bit of contact possibly out of turn 2 or turn 4. And if you're the 3 of locks and seeing how much Benish was chasing you down, I don't know if I'll stay out too much longer. I mean, I see why Sarge is doing it. Sarge right now, if we do get a caution, he would be the lucky dog. It'll be a win-win for him to get back on the lead lap and get 4 fresh tires. But, yeah, if I'm the 67 or 3, I'm coming in, like, yesterday. Chop still making his way through slower traffic, getting around 67. My bad, not my apology. Benish making his way through traffic, getting around 67 with Chop. Once again, going to our leader here on lap 70. 90 to go here at Richmond, and I don't see any slowing down on that 125. Herzog has spent a significant amount of time over there on pit lane. I think Nelson might be trying to one stop this race, and same with Loxton and Traub, and everybody else is on 2-stop strategy. I don't know how much would necessarily benefit them now. We'll find out when the 367 and 125 pit, how much time they gained or lost. As your first car, I believe, on fresh tires, so we take another look at this, would be the 60 of Mr. Nash, pitted 21 laps ago. Currently running in 5th spot, only a lap down behind the leader. So there's Nash coming out of turn 4. As we go to the leader, as he's just entering turn 1. And then let's take a look, some last lap times here. Looks like Traub's coming to pit lane. And tough break for Gary as Nash on the fresher tires was able to get around him. Loxton was coming in that time by. Nelson still staying out on track. Once Nelson pits, it's going to basically recycle this field. Well, he's probably going to come out as a leader, but it's going to show everyone else on the lead lap that's only a lap down. Maybe even Dixon, Traub, and Davis as well. Actually, Dixon's about to get one of his laps back right here. Dixon looking the inside of the 125 and get one of his 2 laps back. Lost my track map again. Actually need it right now. There it is. Alright, so I got the track map back up to help me out a little bit. One thing I want to point out, Benish, who was about a second behind the 3 car when he pitted, and the 3 of Loxon, oh, he's 2 laps down. I wonder if Loxon got a penalty. Oh, it's not going to work now. I refreshed it. Whoops. Alright, lesson learned. Don't refresh SDK. Oh. I swear I heard her car is slipping and sliding somewhere. Not sure who that might have been. Looks like Gary Sargent finally pulling into pit lane as Giberson has made his way around Gary. Giberson having a solid run here. A little bit earlier than everyone else. Currently running in that 4th position. We're over the halfway mark. About 78 laps to go here at Richmond. 1 caution early on lap 4. On that, it's been a lot of clean racing, a little bit of side-by-side, but most part, everyone respecting their boundaries. Something I can't say NASCAR has itself. Just saying. The respect has been kind of lost in NASCAR, if you ask me, the way those drivers race nowadays. I think it's crazy. The 125 of Nelson, he's still out there. I guess when you build up a 10-second lead in 70 laps, you can afford to ride it out for days and days and days. Oh, and he's going to almost spin out coming to pit lane. What a save that was. Wow. Let's go back and watch that from his cockpit. Coming to pit lane, I think he might have downshifted a little too early. Oh no, just... Wow, what a save. He's going to need a change of pants after that one. And that's going to move the 7 and Benish into the lead. With Nash in second, will it be possibly gonna come out in the top 3? I think Nelson's gonna exit the pits before he gets a chance. So Nelson about 10 seconds back, he should be able to close that gap up pretty quickly. You see him pit, and that's gonna put everyone in the top 9 on the lead lap. Davis out of the race, Herzog out of the race, Gary Sargent, your first and only car he lapped down. I guarantee Gary is praying for a caution right there, but man, that was one hell of a save by that 125. Looks like the Willoughby in the 03. 03 rebounded pretty well, was running about, I believe, in P11 when he came in for a green flag cycle. Pit stop, cycled back out, and yellow flag is out just after the 125 had pitted. Alan Dixon having issues. Go back and see what happened here with Mr. Slider. Oh, he just went down and kissed the apron. Was unable to keep a green that time, Dixon. That's going to cycle everyone back into pit lane, and it's going to be interesting because a lot of these drivers are only on like 15 lap old tires, but you really can't afford to stay out right now as looks like everyone's coming in except for Benish. No, Benish is in. My apologies. We'll let these guys complete pit cycles, and we'll go ahead and bring Gary Sargent up, who is your lucky dog. Be able to get his lap back here. We'll go ahead and wait for Gary. The pit cycle complete. Don't want to make him get a speeding penalty or anything like that. That was also a really lucky break for the 125 because he had just put on a set of tires, and I don't know if you go back into pit lane. You know, let's say that happened 10 laps later. Do you go back in on 10 lap old tires and waste a set of tires right there, or? That's an interesting call. So a lot of these guys are only gonna have one set of tires left. Before we bring Gary up, let's actually take a look at some pit stop time here. In the meantime, we'll go to the 28 of Mr. Sarge, and we'll pull him up in the booth for a quick interview. Hey, what is going on, Mr. Gary?
Hey, Isaac, how's it going, bud?
Hey, man, pretty good race y'all got going on here tonight. First and foremost, talk us through what had happened with that first caution.
So we were pretty tight coming through the turn, and I got just a little bit loose coming out. Tried to catch it, but with him right beside me, I didn't have any room. It bounced off of him.
Yeah, man, you kind of lucked out with that caution there. Cycles had just got complete, I think like a lap or two prior. But talk us through how this race is going and the difficulty of passing here, if we've seen it throughout the whole race.
So unfortunately, I haven't really been in a position to pass people.
You've been getting passed.
Yeah. I didn't wear out the tires at the beginning. I was trying to take it a little bit easy, and so I let everybody go. And so I was starting to finally catch up a little bit, but I decided to just try to turn this into a one pit race and see how it went.
All right, man. Well, good luck the rest of the race, dude.
All right, thank you, sir.
As Gary, you lied to me. It ain't working right. Alright, for some reason it's not working. So I guess during the when we go green, we'll go ahead and try to pull this back up and see if it wants to work. But Nelson is going to be your leader yet again, catching a really lucky break with that caution. A lot of these guys only have one set left.
Green flag, green flag.
The only, like, one of the good sides is, though, you can make it on fuel from here. Like, green flag race and the 60 getting a really good jump there. Nash picking his way into the top two for the first time here tonight. Seven's going to fall back a little bit into the clutches of the 121 of Willoughby and the 3 of Loxon, who's had a good rebound. 121 looking to the outside. We saw him do that last time by on newer tires, trying to outside lane. That's going to open the door for Loxon. Looks to the inside going into turn 1. Loxon with a really good corner entry there. He's going to be able to clear the 121 coming out of turn 2. I'll see if this works now. There it goes. It works. There's your pit stop timer. Loxon with a 24.7. I think he might be getting damaged. It looks like everyone took 4 tires based off the time I'm seeing. Well, everyone has just one set left. The question is, when do you take them? I think the only one that has 2 sets left is that 125 of Nelson. Kind of what we saw last restart. Everyone's kind of able to keep up with Nelson. His caution is out. Looks like the 03 of Traver having troubles yet again. It's either 03 or 67. It was the 03. Go back and see what happened here with the 03. Oh, whoa, yeah, he... I know exactly what happened there. He missed his break point in the 67. Oh, it's both of them. Got him right on board here is the 67. Let's get a better look at this. Yeah, he's just holding his own down there, and I think the 88 was going down for a block. He might have just... The 03, my apologies. He might have still been trying to collect the car after getting loose. I think he didn't know the run the 03 had right there. Under caution for a third time here tonight at Richmond. Gonna go back green flag racing with about 58, 59 laps to go. Still a lot of racing left for these guys. Well, under caution, how about Kyle Larson, Young Money, getting that win done today at Richmond? Heck of a race there. But don't forget to tune in next week when we'll be back live racing here in the No-Toe Cup Series, going to Bristol. I believe it's Bristol. I might be wrong. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, that's right, because Cup race is at dirt next week, I believe. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe next race is the Bristol dirt race for Cup. And a lot of leagues don't do dirt racing, which kind of sucks, because I enjoy racing it. I enjoy broadcasting it. I think dirt racing is amazing. But these guys should have 2 to go this time by. So do we see Nelson keep the lead, or is someone going to upset the race here towards the end? As we got a kind of a 50 lap, almost 60 lap sprint in the race. Paint cars still left in the session, all 10 still on the lead lap. We get the 1 to go, and the pacer goes in the 3, and we will go back to Barney, the flagman Cameron, as these guys take the green with 59 to go. Well, no, 50 to go. No, my apologies, 60. I can't add. I failed math. Oh no, didn't even do that. Don't look at my trash stats. Pacer's gonna pull off here. Coming into turn 3. As Benjamin Nelson will lead the field of 10 that is left remaining to green with 6 to go here at Richmond.
Green flag.
In the round 10 of 12, the No-Toe Cup Series. Oh, it's a 3 sets it in a really hot on the high side. 3 wide corner exit 7 is going to get loose on the apron. It's going to bring out a caution as the 88 plows into him. That 88 is going to have a lot of toe damage. Saw it happen. Let's go ahead and see the end of it. Really get a good view of what. Well, if you see a 3 set in or 3 wide, 7 just. The apron's not your friend here. 21 involved in that a little bit. 88 plows into him. Dixon kind of collecting that towards the end. Question is, the 121 have a lot of. Oh, just Traver has it. Okay. You're under the 4th caution. Is it the 3rd? No, it's the 4th. Yeah, next week we'll be going from kind of the, I call it a flat track. Yeah, there's banking here at Richmond. We go from the flat track of Richmond to the high banks of Bristol, back to the flat track of Martinsville. So Martinsville's still up in the air. I myself will be going to the race, the real light race. Hopefully I'm back. I only live 2 hours away. I know when I went to a playoff race, I was back home by 9, or I know that because I had a league race to start at 9. And I got here just in the nick of time to be able to register for it. So if I'm in here from Martinsville, we'll be live. If not, I'm sorry if we're gonna miss that. But I hope I do make it back in time, because we're really looking forward to broadcast Martinsville with these good group of guys we got here. I know Martinsville usually turns into a you know what show, but if you get the right group of guys, you can get some pretty good green flag runs. And something I didn't do to start this race, which I usually do, and I completely forgot about it. Let's take a quick look at the track info real quick. Pop that up. These guys are fighting here. 100-degree track temp, pretty hot track temp, 85 degrees outside. And they are getting a little bit of a wind. I don't know which direction, they don't tell me. Which is dumb. But depending on where that wind is coming from, it will affect the handling of these cars. Oops. I think I shortened the cautions. Anyway, Pacer's gonna pull off here this time by. I lined up 2 by 2. But yet again, Benjamin Nelson leading the screen here in the No Toad Racing No Toad Racing Series Cup Series. Nelson getting a really good jump, and we saw the 3 of Locks send in pretty deep the last time by. On the outside, you can send it into the inside of Nash this time by. Nash, our current points leader, and Giverson having him a really solid race, looking to the outside of the 67. That is for the 4th position, as Locks is able to clear the 60 of Nash. Coming out of turn 4 here, up 107 of 160. It looks like Trevor might have used his fast repairs. He is back out on track. Luckily, we have one of those in pockets here in No Toad Series, something that Cup drivers don't have. What if they allowed Cup drivers to do that? Like, hey, you got involved in a wreck you didn't cause. Go ahead and pull your car out of the truck and you can use that car. You'll just be down a lap. I know they did it. Oh, what was that? Was that the 01 All-Star race? Or the 2000 All-Star race, to where there was rain and then it junked a lot of guys' cars, and I think Gordon ended up winning it in his backup car. I might be wrong. We got another caution here, not really seeing what's involved. It is Dixon having issues yet. Here yet again. Back to see what happened to Slider. I just got to the throttle a little too soon. Couldn't get it collected. Oh! That is some hard impact, and I wouldn't be surprised if he does have a meatball. We're under caution. Wait to see if these guys piss. If not, let's go ahead and pull in our 2nd place driver, Mr. Loxon, I think. Christian Loxon. Lawson. Benjamin is coming to pit lane. Interesting call there by Mr. Nelson. Go ahead and pull in Christian Loxon. Hey, Christian, I think we've got a copy.
Yep.
Hey, man, what's going on, dude? Surprising strategy of Benjamin pitting in. I saw you guys in a chat together. Man, talking through this race, I saw you up there. For the first half of the race, kind of sticking with Benjamin. If he makes his way back up front, you think you got anything for him, or is he just the dominant driver here tonight?
He's quick. I don't know if I've got anything. He had 2 extra sets of tires. I only had 1. I was gonna go long, and then I had AJ and a few of the other guys were catching me. So, and then I reacted off of Jess. So I felt like I needed to pit to make sure I maintained track position on them and made sure I was able to stay with them.
Yeah, and I think 2 restarts ago, you sent it in pretty hot on the outside. Did you just miss your braking point, or was that your plan when you came to the green flag? I'm gonna send
100%
it on.
miss a breaking point.
Hey, it almost worked out for you, man. Like, you got actually a pretty good run out of caution. Not came out. You might have gained 2 spots right there.
Yeah, once I heard AJ kind of slip, and I was getting a little nervous because I thought he was gonna come up and clip, but I'm kind of glad I was able to stay up there.
All right, man. Good luck the rest of the race. You've been running, I think, top 3 really most of the race. I know you went 2 laps down. I don't know if you got a penalty in pit lane, but good luck.
Yep.
So Benjamin taking one of his 2 extra sets left. I mentioned it before. He did have 2 sets left. Now the question is, he's gonna make his way back from the back of the field. He's gonna restart in P6 here. Well, he only fell back a couple spots as someone else is coming to pit lane. That is the 194 of Giberson. Interesting call there coming in pit lane. Oh, he's going to restart in P5. Man, with how hard it is to pass here, is he going to use up too much stuff getting around the guys in front of him, or is he going to launch to the front like we've seen Nelson do all race long? In the meantime, Lawson will be your new leader here as we restart. I believe we should be getting the 1 to go. Oops, my bad. Here's next time by. Oh, his Banish is disconnected. Wow, tough break for AJ as he was having a really good race there tonight. Made his way up into the top 3, was the biggest mover of the race. That's not going to be handed over to, as they stand right now, Joseph Willoughby up 7 spots from where he started. They get the 1 to go, rolling down the backstretch, going to go back green flag racing with 46 laps left. As Loxman leads us to the restart zone, green flag is out. And they're going to be 3 wide as the 125 of Nelson looking to the inside. Can't quite get there. And this we'll talk about before and how hard it is to pass here. Keep an eye on that 125 as they're 2 wide, 67 to 121 going at it. And the single files it out. And Nelson, with how good he is, I wonder if he's thinking right now, with not gaining any spots on that restart, man, did I make a mistake pitting in? But he's going to look to the inside of the 121. Here's the 121, squeezing him down. Able to clear the 121 off of turn 4. Here comes Traver looking to the inside. Or Tarver. Not Traver. No, it is Trevor. I've been saying it wrong all race. Wow. He's not Trevor looking to the inside of Willoughby. Able to get around him, and Trevor looking to rebound, making his way back into the top 5. First time here tonight since the first lap wreck. Or the first caution, I should say. Back to Nelson looking to the inside of 67 of Traub. Able to get around him pretty easily there. Now has the sight set on number 60 of Nash. I'll tell you what, when there's people in here that have names, last names of famous people, when I see Nash, the first thing I think of is Kevin Nash. That's just me. Not a very common okay, let me rephrase it. When you have a not so common last name of a famous person. Like Nelson, there's all sorts of famous Nelsons. Ooh, someone's blinking out there. That was the 67 Traub. He's coming back. Locks is still leading the field. Going down the backstretch. When they cross the start-finish line this time by, it'll be 40 to go here at Richmond. Or did he go? As Giberson, one of the people that pitted last time by, he's not faring too well. Back there battling for that 6th position with Sargent and Willoughby. The 67 of Traub is looking to the outside. No, my apologies. Travers looking to the inside of Traub. I'm saying it wrong as all. I can't believe it's even Taver this whole race. Looks like Gary was able to make his way around the 194 of Michael Giberson. We're back to the front, looking at Nelson, looking to make a move, possibly on the outside. Either that, he's looking to get a good angle off the corner, you get a good drive off. Can't quite get it done. Nelson trying to work the outside, not around 60 of Nash. Nelson looking to keep that streak going. He has top 2 or better since he started racing here. Looking to the inside of Nash going into turn 3. I don't know. I don't agree with that. If I'm Nash, I'm squeezing him down. I'm kind of affecting his corner exit. Nash just went middle, and I was like, okay, dude, here you go. Now we got 2 teammates you can call them. They're here in a Discord chat together and you're running nose to tail here with 35 to go here this time by. Ooh, Lawson might have washed up the track there a little bit. Got a little loose on corner exit. Allow Nelson to really reel him in going down the backstretch going into turn 3. Gaps of 1.5, 1.3, or 0.13. Going to ride along with Nelson as he works his way, or tries to work his way around the 3. There he goes, looking to the inside, going into turn 1. Loxton going to be up high, going to look for possibly a crossover, try to get the drive off. He can't get it. Nelson a little bit loose off of 2. It does not affect him that much at all. So Nelson back in command here tonight at Richmond. Coming to start finish line next time by, it'll be 31 to go. As Dixon's came into pit lane, I didn't see anything pop up about him wrecking. He entered the pits. With 30 to go at this point, if you're Loxton, I don't know if you hope for a caution and play tire strategy, or if you just settle for second and start defending on that 60 car. Safety car is slowly starting to fall back with a little over a tenth slower that last time by. These guys have already lost almost a half a second from the fastest. Oh, locks him hard into the wall coming out of turn 4. That's Travers really starting to reel these guys in. 2/10 quicker than Loxton and about a 1/10.5 quicker than Nash. Traver did start in P5, up one spot from where he started at, so he does have the speed for these guys. Oh, excuse me. Got some allergies going on right now. Dang pollen. Locks, and I wonder if that contact with the wall is starting to slow him down. He was running quicker than both Nash and Traver, but ever since that contact, he's been running a little bit slower than both of them. As I say that time by, a little bit quicker than Nash. As this battle for third is about to heat up, as Traver has chased down that 60, and Nash, as he gets loose in corner exit, still a little bit loose going down that backstretch, able to collect it. I know people at home probably saying, he didn't get that loose. Something like that on a short track, when you're laying on the gas, that's a change of underwear right there. And he was still quicker than Loxton. That's crazy. As Dixon tried another race, 24 to go this time by. As Nelson is walking away from this field, a 2.6 second gap. The real battle is the first loser for second, as we have a 3-car battle between the 360 and the 03. Looks like Nash is starting to fall off a little bit here. The gap between Nash and Loxton is increasing, but the gap between Nash and Traver is decreasing. Traver keeps trying to peek his nose to the inside, can't quite get there to take that line away from the 60. 22 to go here at Richmond. Looks like Traver's starting to explore some different lines here tonight. He's looking to the outside now, trying to get a runoff here of the 60. Can't quite get it. Oh. Traver realizing he can't get the job done on the inside, so he's trying to work the outside now. Meantime, Nelson, a 4-second gap between him and the 3 of Loxton, with 20 to go here tonight. All the way in the back of the lead lap pack, we got Giberson and Wilby battling it out for P7. Going back to the battle for that final podium spot. It looks like Traver finally got the runoff he wanted. Looking to the inside of Nash, going into turn 3. He's able to get that pass on. It seems like when Nash gets put to the middle, he just loses all his speed. As Traver was able to make that move fairly easily once he got to the inside. My question is Traver going to be able to run down the 3 of Loxton with 17 to go this time by? You'll look at some last lap times. Traver is quicker, about a 1/10.5. As it looks like Gary Sargent has, not Gary, my apologies. Alan Dixon has retired from the race. But in the meantime, Benjamin Nelson, 15 to go. This time by, looking for his 4th win in 5 races. His 5th podium in a row. With a 6-second gap of that battle heating up between the 3 and 03. Those guys, I mean, Trevor had 15 laps to do it. Last time by, he was a little bit quicker than Lawson. Let's see if they put in this time by. Still a little bit quicker. As you see the difference in the lines, Trevor running that outside line, Lawson sticking down to the apron. 13 to go here at Richmond. Yeah, Trevor's running that middle line of 1 and 2, running low in 3 and 4. That time by almost 2/10 slower, and that's got to hurt Trevor. It might take him 1 or 2 laps to make up all that ground he lost. Trevor gained about a 10th back what he had just lost as Lawson washes way up the track rolling through 1 and 2. Oh, and Trevor's going to get loose coming off of 2. Trevor saw him get tight, and I think he just forgot to not throttle so quickly. He's going to gain quite a bit of time that lap. No, not really. Him getting loose really hurt him off a corner exit. We got 10 to go. There's almost a half a second gap. Or not half a second, a half a track lead for the 125. He can coast that thing and probably still win this race. We get 9 to go. Take a look yet again. It's battle for second. Last time by. Trevor losing a little bit of ground after that lap. Another guy to keep her out on. Excuse me. I'm going to keep an eye out on. It's this 28 of Gary Sargent. He's been slowly but surely chasing down the 60 of Nash. He's about a second off. A little less than a second off. We were interviewing him before. He said he hadn't done much passing. So the question is, when he gets to 60, he's going to be able to make his way around him. We got 7 to go here at Richmond. Last time by, Gary Sargent 1/100 slower as you see the battle for second. Trevor about 9/100ths quicker. He gained a little bit more ground there. And Gary gained a ton of ground on Nash. 5 to go here at Richmond. Around the 10th race out of 12. 2 races after this, Martinsville, Bristol, and then Martinsville. If you're you got a short fuse and you remember names and you want to give receipts, you got 2 tracks left to do that. I haven't seen anything here in this race that really caused someone to want to pay someone back. It's been a bunch of clean, hard racing all night tonight. 4 to go here at Richmond. Travers really trying to chase down the 3 of Lawson. I just don't think he's got time. As Gary Sargent starting to fall back. Must have overshot a corner as he was at 3.5 tenths slower that last time by. But this is going to be the battle really right here. 2 to go as Nelson grabs the cross sticks. Good old dirt reference right there. Nelson, all he wants to see is this white flag here rolling through 3 and 4. He's able to get it. I mean, with a 10-second lead, he got it. My question is Travers sending in a Hail Mary? Loxton getting a little looser after turn 4. Benjamin Nelson's right behind the 194 of Giberson. Yeah, over there playing around off of turn 4. Nelson gonna win his 4th race in just his first 5. As it looks like Loxton's gonna be able to hold off Travers there for the 2nd spot. Travers P3. Mr. Nash will get 4th, and Gary Sargent round out your top 5. Your biggest mover that race was both Wilby and Giberson, both up 4 positions. Oops. But once again, Nelson gonna burn it down, something he's probably very accustomed to. Dominant performance there, led almost every lap. I think the only time he did not lead a lap is when he came in for a green flag pit stop and when he came back to pit lane for tires under a caution. The last caution I believe we had. So while we wait for these guys to join the podium finishers, you see on the left-hand side of your screen how they finished. Nelson grabbing his 4th win. Loxton coming in P2. Travers rebounding from a really early caution to get that 3rd and final podium spot. Kevin Nash, your points leader, with a very strong finish here tonight, P4. Gary Sargent getting good points as well, coming in P5. Traub coming in P6. Willoughby 7th. Michael Giberson had a strong performance going. Late race cautions kind of hurt him. 8th place. Dixon retiring in 9th. Banish, who also had a really strong race going. Late race mistake, I guess. He was like, yep, nope, I'm done. But he will round out your top 10. Duke Davis will be in 11th, and Herzog will be in 12th. As still waiting for Travers to join podium. We'll give it time, but while we're waiting for him to join, let's go in a reverse order, I guess. He's not here yet. Let's go ahead and bring up our winner here tonight, Mr. Benjamin Nelson. What's going on?
Hey, how you guys doing?
Hey, what's going on, man? I was talking to your teammate there when he pitted. I was kind of questioning the strategy because we had talked about how hard it is the past year. You were able to make your way through the field pretty quickly, man. 4th win in 5 races, and I think the only race you didn't win was the super speedway, you can call it, at Atlanta. But you still came in P2, dude. Man, if you're racing this whole season, you might be dominating the point standings right now.
Well, maybe, but that's not the world we're in right now. We are where we are. I'm doing okay, you know, getting some experience in with these guys. I haven't raced with them much.
Yeah, man, we go from this flat track aspect, you can call it that, and it has a little bit of banking, to the high banks of Bristol. Man, talk us through about Bristol and what you look forward to going into that race.
Bristol's always a tough track, man. Like, sometimes the bottom's good, sometimes the top's good. Really depends on the car. So it's gonna be a physical race. Gonna be tired after that one, even more so than this one. And I'm already sweating pretty bad. So looking forward to it.
Now, I gotta ask you that I noticed racing here because I raced here last season. They did bring in the new package here. I might be wrong, but it felt like a whole different car here this week in iRacing. If they're bringing that new package to Bristol, are you a little bit worried about it, or are you kind of hoping for a car with less grip?
I like the less grip because like honestly to me Bristol's a little too fast sometimes. Like I need to get my bearings, like on a restart especially. But so it's gonna be nice for me. I like the low grip cars, so that's gonna be a good change if they do that.
All right, man. Getting that win yet again. If you have any give shout outs to, now's the time.
Yeah, I got a few buddies. Well, my parents are watching too, so hi mom and dad. But yeah, I'd like to give a shout out to Tommy too. He tuned in just after work, and I'm glad he's watching. Thank you guys.
All right, man. Yet again, congrats on that win, and we'll probably see you back up here after Bristol.
Well, that remains to be seen. Nothing's guaranteed, man. So thank you guys.
All right, congratulations. All right, next let's bring our second place finisher, Mr. Christian Loxon. If I'm saying that wrong, please correct me, because I've been saying it wrong all damn race. Am I saying it right, Loxon?
Russian, like Russian. Yep.
All right, man, getting that P2. Trevor was chasing you down for a bit, man. Talking through those closing laps it was really just who's going to get the first loser because Nelson was just gone.
So Ryan had fresher tires than I did. 25 lap fresher tires, I think. Or yeah, 25 lap fresher tires, and I literally told Ben in the chat in our Discord that I was yeah. Let's just say I was saying this is gonna be the longest 7 laps of my life.
I didn't know he took tires there. Wow. Oh my lord. All right, man. Well, next week I was telling Benjamin we go from the flat track racing aspect to the high banks of Bristol. Talk us through that, man, and if you think you're gonna be able to have a shot there.
I think I'm a big short track guy, so something like this helped a lot. I thoroughly enjoy short tracks. As you can see tonight, I finishing second tonight was nice. Missed out on a podium last week after wrecking out, so this is a good feel good. But yeah.
All right, man. Well, congrats on the P2. If you have any good shout outs to, now's your time.
Not right now. I will say that this has been a great race. I'm glad Ben kind of helped teach me through practice a little bit to find some pace, and it helped me out a lot. So.
All right, man. Hopefully see you here next week. Good luck at Bristol.
Thank you very much.
All right, let's go ahead and bring our third place finisher, Mr. Ryan Traver. I said your name wrong almost half the damn race, so I realized it was Traver and not Tarver. So my apologies. Go back and watch it. What's going on, man? Ryan, you got a copy? You're muted, in case you didn't know. Alrighty. One more time, Ryan, you there? Alright, if anything, we will talk to him next week for the race starts, hopefully, as he is not there right now. But, so, decent race here tonight. I think we had 5 or 6 cautions, so a really good race with that really long green flag run. Split the field up. Benjamin Nelson, yet again, dominating the field. Coming up with that win. Like I said multiple times, we will be going to the high banks of Bristol next week with the single pit road. So that might get pretty tricky as people going for green flag pit stops. It's not the oh well I'm on the front straight pit here. No, I think you got to enter pit lane coming out of turn 2, drive all the way around at pit road speed, and then come back out of turn 1. So definitely gonna be tricky if you get caught speeding there. It's gonna cost you a lot of time. So definitely tune in for that. As hopefully we'll have a little bit more guys here. We had 12 guys here tonight. They put on a pretty good show, and we'll see you all next week. Thank you. Have a nice night and have a nice week.